Madeline, there it is. The winning shot, the golden shot. Walk us through how you're feeling days later and how the team is feeling.
I think it's very difficult to understand what just happened, especially for me who's been at it for 20 years or something. It's really been a while since I've had this kind of wild experience because we've been in the middle of the field or the end of the bottom of the field for such a long time. So being able to be in the playoffs again and just actually make it, it's so special. And I'm not even sure what I'm feeling because it's just overwhelming.
Madeline, does it make it sweeter for you that you have known, what it's like to be at the bottom? You've struggled, you've fought. Does it somehow make it sweeter?
Yeah, honestly, I think it does because I kind of been through it all. Like back in the middle of 2000, like 2005, 2006, we're just on a really good roll and had some great championships where thought we were in the running of Olympic medals and stuff. And then suddenly everyone just kind of ran off. They became pros or close to pros, and suddenly we were just not in it anymore. And now I feel like we prevailed and just overcome all those very big challenges.
I want to get to the celebration because I've seen some of the video and I know you guys have been soaking all of this up. But Madeline, walk us through how you did it. I understand 1 in the 10th and then you stole the victory. So walk us through how you guys were able to steal this European championship.
Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? I know that we talked about just before the extra end, not lots of words were said, but I know that we said people steal all the time in extra ends. It happens all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think that's just what we needed to hear again, that this is not it's not like once in a million this thing happens. It happens all the time. And to be honest, I think we're a little lucky in the extra end. They just missed something they wouldn't usually do, but maybe it's the pressure or the expectations. I'm not sure. It's very disappointing to just only get 1 in the 10th, but just getting over it quickly, I think that's what helped us. We're like, okay, that's it. We're done. And now we're moving on. Let's get another one.
I love that. And, sometimes to win, the magic goes your way, I always say. But listen, I remember you at the Olympics last year and your frustration in the mix zone. I think you had that combination look of tears of frustration and anger. You had lost so many 1-point games at the Olympics. What did you say to yourself after the Olympics to make you just, we're better than this and we can do this?
That's a very good question. I can't remember what I said, but I've known all along that we're better than this. We're better than 9th and 10th and whatever at the Olympics. But the field there is so strong. There are no walkover games. There are no oops, I won that just because I was lucky. That just doesn't happen. You have to be so good all the time, and not just for a weekend, but for 2 weeks. And I don't know what I said. I just remember thinking I want more than just being 9th at the Olympics.
We're looking at some of these highlights now, Madeline. Your team went 10-1 through the round robin. You had it going. It seemed like you were so in control. Maybe as we watch some of these highlights, can you walk us through? It looks like you were communicating well. These line calls were brilliant. Walk us through how you were able to really guide this ship to victory. You were consistent from start to finish.
I know one of the biggest things that changed this week was that we all played well at the same time. It sounds maybe silly, but it doesn't happen that often that all 4, or in our case, 5 players just hit the right note at the same time. It just doesn't happen all the time. And sometimes I've struggled a lot with, many kinds of shots. And Matilda, our third, has struggled. And this week, I don't know what happened, except our expectations were super low. But I just know we just all did what we knew we could do this week. I don't know how. I just know we expected nothing. So maybe that's the key.
Yeah, I think not focusing on outcome and expecting nothing takes the pressure off you. You just might have solved the magic mystery to success in curling right there. I just love your this win in the Europeans for you. I can't tell you how excited I was that you won this, because you have been at it a long time, always knocking on the door, and you finally just kicked it in. Way to go.
Finally. Well, it can happen. Even at my age, it can happen.
Madeline,
Beautiful.
what does this mean moving forward
Mhm.
in terms of confidence and knowing that you understand the level you have to play to get to the next level?
Honestly, sometimes you have to see things to believe them.
Mm.
And for a while, I probably stopped believing it was possible because, oh, we were really good in 2007, 8, and 9. But after that, it's just kind of been a long time with not great results. So it helped a lot for me to see that we can actually do that. This It's not just whenever people say like, "Oh, what happened?" or like, "How does it feel?" It's just for me personally, it's so good to know that I'm not only been telling myself for 10 years that we're good enough, we can beat these teams. Like now we can actually beat them. And I
Nice.
know, I just know we're good enough now. I've been saying it to
Yay.
myself for a while, but now I know it's not just fake news in my head. It's actually
Yeah. Well, speaking of news, what was the reaction back home in the headlines? Did people did the news and the country celebrate this win?
I really want to say yes, but Denmark played the World Cup the same day. So it was just buried in World Cup news, which is fair because soccer is such a big thing here and everyone was excited for Denmark, France, and we were excited. But that's the fun thing. Like what I can tell you is that I had a conversation at work on Monday with two of my colleagues in an email conversation, and one of them writes to me, "Oh, I'm so happy for you, congrats." Blah blah. Blah. The other one writes, "Is it your birthday?" And 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 the first one says, "Didn't you see the news?" And she said, "Wait a second, let me just Google." And then she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know." So that's kind of how it's been.
Wow.
The people who know us, they've noticed, but everyone else, it's just been quiet.
I love that
you know
even more because what you do sometimes in anonymity back in your home country, and we know it's great, but yet you love the game so much, you just keep at it. So anyhow, bravo to you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the Worlds.
Yes.
No
It's gonna be
pressure.
exciting.
Don't forget, go in with low expectations.
Yeah, I'll expect to lose it all.
It's late in Denmark, Madeline. Thank you for staying up and doing this, and congratulations once again. If they weren't paying attention in Denmark, we were watching here in Canada. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.